Hello everyone and welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is what your ex never told you. So it would be something they hid from you, something that they wanted to say but never did, something that they wish they could say now. There are 4 piles to choose from, and I suggest selecting your pile based on the pile marker that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose pile 3, the mentor, because the owl on this reminds me of when I visited an owl cafe in Japan. So it'll be the shapeshifters pile 1, the orphan is pile 2, the mentor is pile 3, and the ring is pile 4. So I will put the timestamps in the description down below. Feel free to pause the video now to select your pile, and then let's get started. If you selected pile 1, the shapeshifter, welcome to your reading. Okay, my pile 1. So what is it that your ex never told you? We start off your spread here with this Hierophant card, and it's immediately followed by the World. So I believe these 2 cards really represent your energy. For a lot of you, you are earth signs. In particular, I'm getting most strongly Capricorn here, but you could also be a Taurus, or to a lesser extent a Virgo, or have a prominent earth sign placement in your natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But generally you embody this energy of the earth sign, which is someone who is very reliable, someone who is very dependable, someone who is practical, someone who takes the necessary steps to earn stability within their lives. And with the Hierophant here, I'm getting that with your ex, you really saw it as a long-term thing. You thought that this person could be your life partner. You may have even expressed that you wanted to get married. And I think that the person really admired your loyalty and your steadfastness and your ability to kind of express what you wanted. And that's also coming through, as I said, in the World card, which is a card about accomplishments and kind of going to the next steps. A lot of the times in a relationship reading, I see the World as a higher level of commitment. So for example, an engagement, a marriage, buying a home together, starting a family together. So again, it feels like on your side, there is this expectation of more commitment or of progress in the relationship because that is what you are working for. I get the sense that the people who selected this pile are not people that just date just because you were dating with the ideal of being married or being in a long-term partnership or finding your person. And the thing is, your ex was not quite there because in the middle of the spread, we have this Temperance in reverse. And Temperance is all about being even-keeled, finding the balance. And with it in reverse, this indicates that this person did not have that balance. This person did not have the level of stability to give you what you wanted. This person was not loyal enough. They were not forward-thinking enough. They were not reliable enough. They were not giving enough. They did not have these qualities that really would be ideal for you for your life partner or in your long-term partnership, which I think probably for most of you, you recognize that now because I think maybe the distance or the breakup with this person did give you that level of clarity. But I think for a lot of you at the time of the relationship, you couldn't figure out maybe why you were breaking up or why things were going poorly because it felt like you were maybe ready to transition into that higher level of commitment, and then this person started not acting right or they started being like more flaky. And I think it was out of this fear that, one, they are not good enough for you, probably because they're just not your person, and 2, that they have a fear of being truly committed or tied down, which is not your fault, but obviously it's very hurtful if you feel like, oh, it's a fear of commitment to me personally. And so then this person, because they recognized their inability to give you what you want, they moved into this Two of Swords energy, which is a refusal to move forward at all. So maybe they cut off communication, they stopped really talking to you about how they were feeling, they kind of refused to give you any insight into where the relationship was going. Maybe you asked, are we going to ever like move in together? Are we going to get engaged? Or are we going to do any of that? And this person just would not give you a solid answer because they were postponing. It's not that they wanted to break up with you, but they also did not want to take things to the next level because that would mean more responsibility on them. And as I said, I don't think this person is nearly as responsible as you are. And in the end, what your ex really wants to say about all of this is that they think that this was the best decision for the both of you because you were coming out as this King of Pentacles figure. So you are coming out as someone who is really reliable on your own, someone who can create the kind of life that you want, someone who has all of the stability and abundance in your life, and not necessarily just financially. You have all of the materials and tools to create the kind of life you want. You can have close friendships, you can have the job, you can have the career, you can have the emotional support that you need without this person. And I think they recognized it, and so they don't really feel guilty necessarily about how things ended because they think it was for the best for you rather than you continuing to have to deal with them kind of flip-flopping and, hemming and hawing, instead of deciding to buckle down and step up and be the person that you needed. I will say, though, I do think that they have regrets about maybe the way that they treated you towards the end of the relationship. They wish that they had just come out and said what they were really feeling instead of kind of going silent or making you kind of guess what was going on in their mind, because that's coming through in the Hidden Truth Oracle card that we got. The first one here says, I regret lying to you. So I do think on some level they lied. Maybe they said they were more ready for a commitment than they actually were, or they pretended like they just didn't like you anymore, which is not the case. It's just that they didn't, they liked you, but did they respect you and your boundaries enough to give you the kind of commitment that you needed to feel secure? No. And with the pile marker you selected being the shapeshifter, this is indicative of how this person was, which was that they wanted to be the kind of person you wanted. And I think in a lot of ways, they kind of made themselves very charming, very charismatic, because obviously you wouldn't just get into a relationship with someone who you knew right off the bat would never give you what you wanted. Obviously, this person had very alluring qualities. They had qualities that drew you in. And that was part of their, shape-shifting, archetypal personality. But on the other hand, their ability to shape-shift in that way also made it easier for them to kind of deceive you into thinking that they were more ready for the commitment than they actually were. And finally, the last Hidden Truth Oracle card we have here is, I feel you leaving me behind. And so I think this really goes with that King of Pentacles at the end of the spread, where they feel like you are, you are better off without them anyway. They feel like you're doing great without them. They feel that they've been left behind. I don't know that they regret it necessarily, because I don't think they were willing to step up in that way. I think really, honestly, this person is probably just going to go try to find someone who has lower standards than you do, rather than work on themselves or change. So you can kind of console yourself with the idea that even if they seem to move on or seem to be happy, they probably have not had as much growth, or they are not as fulfilled as you are. So that is it for my pile ones. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I do a new video once a week. Thank you again. Take care. If you selected pile 2, the orphan, welcome to your reading. Let's get into what your ex never told you. So we're starting off your spread here with the Empress. And immediately what I'm hearing is that this is how they view you. So you could be a Taurus or a Libra, or have a prominent Taurus or Libra placement in your natal chart. I'm also picking up Cancer here. So the person, your ex, sees you as being this very beautiful, very feminine, very sensual, very abundant in terms of the love that you have in your life through friendships, through romantic prospects, through family, someone who would make a very good parent, and someone generally who really has all of these amazing qualities that attract people to you. And they really kind of idolize you and put you on a pedestal in their mind. For a lot of you, they really speak about you as being the one that got away, quote unquote. And it seems like in the past, perhaps you broke up with this person, but it seems like you did because they weren't acting right. And that's just the energy that I'm getting for a lot of you. Some of you didn't necessarily break up with this person. Maybe they broke up with you because they thought there was something else out there, or they just weren't ready to be committed. But they kind of realize the grass is not greener on the other side, and that's coming through in this Hanged Man card that you have next in the spread. And the Hanged Man is all about being in an uncomfortable position, but the enlightenment that comes with that. So after losing you, after you broke up with them or they broke up with you, they really recognized what, they had now that it's gone. And they don't like it. They feel like they don't have any better options. They feel like they don't have anyone else that makes them feel the way that they felt with you. And with the moon in the middle of the spread, they've kept these emotions from you largely hidden. They have not really talked about them with you. And I'm also getting that this person kind of has a broody, dark, shadowy side, which may be one of the reasons why you broke up, or why they felt like they should go try something new anyway. And I think because of that, you are kind of hesitant to even communicate with this person or give them a way back in, because you never really know which side of them you're going to get. This person could be a Pisces or a Cancer, or have a prominent Pisces or Cancer placement in their natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm also picking up that they could have a Gemini placement as well, because they are also coming through as the next card in your spread here, this Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, I call this a lot of times my mansplainer card. Not that this person has to be a man, but this is really someone who just thinks they're correct and has so much confidence about it, but doesn't really care about the tact or the way that they communicate what they believe. If you look at this card, the goddess on here is Rhiannon. She's on her horse. She's charging forward with her sword up, and she seems really unfazed by the fact that the horse is extremely uncomfortable. The person in the background is extremely uncomfortable. She is just determined, and that is kind of the attitude or the personality qualities of this person, is that when they want something or when they have an impulse, they just go after it, and they don't really think about the consequences or how it will affect other people around them, which is, again, why I think maybe you were kind of hesitant to give this person a chance, because sometimes their impulses are very kind, and then other times it's I want to treat this person poorly, or I, think I deserve better than what I'm actually already getting. And with the Knight of Swords here, you see it's charging toward the Chariot. So I think really the Chariot is a message about you. So the Chariot is a card of victory, and it's a card of emotional fortitude and your ability to move forward and progress and keep your emotions intact. So I think this is how the ex sees you, as someone who has kind of moved on already and is successful without them. And also, I think it really ties into the Moon card here in the middle of your spread, because the Chariot, if you look at this card, she's moving from the darkness towards the light. So you are moving away from the night that this person put you in towards the light. But as you can see, as I said, this person, represented by the Knight of Swords, is still charging towards you. They still want to come toward you. So definitely I do see them wanting to come back to you and telling you that they feel like they made a mistake, or that you made a mistake, or you're the one that got away, and they want to get back together with you. However, I don't know that they have matured emotionally enough for that to be a viable option. But the card that you selected as your pile marker, the Orphan, also kind of goes into this moon energy that they're stuck in, this kind of broodiness, this shadowy side of where they feel as if they have been abandoned. So again, for a lot of you, I feel like maybe you broke up with this person because they weren't acting right. For others of you, this person, left you, or they broke up with you or whatever, and then they realize the grass wasn't greener, and then they feel like, woe is me, So definitely this person has a very self-pitying energy, but I don't know that they're very self-reflective. I don't know that they really considered the ways in which they have contributed to their own suffering, which is not really an ideal quality to have in a romantic partner, because self-reflection is really necessary in order to kind of take ownership of your actions and reflect them out into the world in a way that you would want to be seen. So for the Hidden Truth Oracle cards, the first one we got is I want to tell you how I feel, which goes exactly with this Knight of Swords. This person really wants to come towards you and tell you exactly how they're feeling, but they haven't really considered, whether or not you feel the same way. They just feel like they need to get it off their chest. In their mind, they can come tell you, and then you will get back together with them, basically. For the second card, we got you and I were too young. So this person feels like maybe their behavior that made you break up with them is in the past. Maybe they feel like they were immature before and they grew up, or they feel like I was immature, when I broke up with you, and I did it because I felt like I was too young to really commit myself already. And I realize what a mistake that is now. But I feel like for a lot of you, you are maybe not too interested in what this person has to say, because you are really, you have so many wonderful qualities on your own. You are successful on your own. You're beautiful. You're stunning. You're Gorgina. So I don't think you need this person. I don't think you need anyone that made you feel maybe abandoned in the past. So that is it for you, my pile twos. Thank you for watching. Please comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again. Take care. If you selected pile 3, the mentor, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out what your ex never told you. So we're starting off your spread here with this Page of Pentacles. And if you look at this card, it is a goddess that is guarding this treasure chest. And the story of this particular goddess is that this is not her treasure. She's kind of guarding it on behalf of someone else. So I'm getting the sense that for a lot of you, this person, your ex, presented themselves as having a lot more to give you than they actually did. They said they had more abundance, more commitment, more time, more emotions than what they actually had. And in reality, they kind of teased you with the idea of, you could earn this from me. You could earn affection. You could earn love. You could earn more commitment and time from me. But in reality, they were very withholding of this from you. And the thing that they did not tell you is that they knew that they were doing this. I get the sense that for a lot of you in this relationship, you were almost kind of begging for breadcrumbs from this person, and they were kind of oh, this is just how I am. But they knew, they weren't stupid. They knew exactly that they were not being an ideal partner for you, or that they were withholding affection or emotion or attention or commitment or whatever it is that you needed to feel secure within that relationship. And so that is what brings us to this next card here, this 10 of Swords in reverse. So the 10 of Swords is a card about defeat. It's a card about feeling like you've had your psyche damaged, feeling like you'll never recover. But in reverse, it's the first step towards recovery. So it feels like this person is very aware of maybe the damage they did to your self-esteem. They're aware of the consequences of their actions, but they also think that you have grown stronger from it, which I think eases their feeling of guilt a little bit. And if you look at this card, I know it's in reverse on the video, but this card upright, it has a goddess who's kind of like in the forest crying. She's got all of these swords pointed at her, and underneath her is this little like lake or river, and there's a ring that's tossed in there. So to me, it reads as if she had come to get this ring, this symbol of commitment, and ended up instead in this very brutal, taxing, emotionally distressing situation, which is very similar to, I think, what this person did to you, where you went into something wanting affection and love and mutual partnership and that commitment, and you went toward it, and then it ended up being something that actually maybe really put you off from those things. Maybe you have not dated since this person. Maybe you have a very jaded view on love and relationships because of that. And with the Seven of Swords in reverse in the middle of your spread, this is really indicative of where their energy was, where maybe they knew that they were continuously hurting you, but they don't really care. The Seven of Swords is a card that is about betrayal. So for some of you, this person could have cheated on you, and maybe they never confessed to it, or you had your suspicions, but you could not get them to admit it, or you couldn't find proof. I think this person probably did cheat on you. If not cheating, I think this person was always looking for something or someone that they thought would be better than you, which is not really a diss on you, because I don't think that there's anyone that this person could have been dating where they would feel satisfied, because this person is not satisfied with themselves. I know this card is also reversed, but if you were to see this card upright, it shows someone in the background who is presumably dead or has been like hurt or knocked out, and then there's someone else kind of caressing this goddess, like begging for attention, but she's just looking at herself. So that feels like the attitude of your person, where I think it's not just you. They've probably hurt other people in similar ways in other relationships or situationships, whatever you want to call it. And you can beg for all the love you want, but at the end of the day, this is a very self-serving person. But I also think because this card is in reverse, this person has they do feel like maybe their selfishness, their self-servingness has not really rewarded them in the long run, because I think that for a lot of them, they are not having as much fun, or they are not getting their emotional needs met as much as they were when they were with you. And with the next card here being the Magician, you know, the Magician is all about manifestation. So I think this person is trying to still manifest, look for that thing that they broke your heart about, this thing that they thought would fulfill them, this thing that they thought they could leave you for, whether that's a person or a situation, you know, the thing that they thought that they deserved that they weren't getting from you. And the other side of the Magician is that this is also someone who can be a bit of a trickster, so a bit of a deceiver. So again, I feel like this person definitely preyed on your insecurities to almost make you more dependent on them, because they wanted you to be attached to them, but they wanted to have the upper hand so they could walk away when they felt like they had found something or someone better than you, which again is not a reflection of you. I think that's more of a reflection of this person's inability to be content, because they are not content with themselves. So the very last card here is this Three of Cups in reverse, which to me often reads as like a cheating or infidelity card. So again, this person could have cheated on you and just never told you. So if you had that intuition that maybe there was something going on there, I would say definitely. But either way, I think this person had a wandering eye, or they had this idea that they would be better off being free, where they could like seduce multiple people. And I think in reverse, now that they are outside of this relationship, it turns out that other people don't really want them like that, because they are kind of a loser. And again, they're in this Page of Pentacles energy where they say they have a lot to offer, but it's not actually within their grasp. It's not theirs to give. They don't actually have anything worthwhile. And I think maybe as they get older, people kind of see through that and they are less likely to be successful in kind of manipulating people or deceiving them or tricking people into doing all of this emotional work and labor and affection for them without actually giving anything in return. So I also think with the Three of Cups in reverse, after you two broke up, they kind of missed the friendship, because I'm assuming that you two spent a lot of time together. You might have actually been each other's best friends. So there is this feeling of like a friendship breakup. I also feel like this person feels like they were their best selves with you. And now that the people that maybe settle with them, the people that they can get, the people that will stay with them, are people who do not challenge them in any kind of way. Because this person does not like being challenged, but also not being challenged means you don't grow. You don't have anything to celebrate. You don't have anything interesting going on. You're not learning. You're not evolving. And so I think this person is missing out on that also. With the mentor card as your pile marker, I'm getting a few messages from this. The first one is that I think you were a lot smarter than this person, and so I think they learned a lot from you, but they kind of felt like it was the other way around at the time. They wanted to make you into the people. They wanted to make you into something that they could mold into exactly what they want, which is the smallest version of yourself, like emotionally, but maybe physically too, who knows? And someone who just acquiesces to whatever this person wanted and doesn't question them. And now I think they realize that that is the makings of a cult leader and not exactly, the ideal romantic relationship partner. But aren't you glad that you're away from this person, honestly? So we have 2 Hidden Truth Oracle cards. The first one here says, I will wait for a sign from you. So again, I do feel like on some level this person misses what you provided for them, which was this feeling of stability, having someone care about them, the emotional outlet. They also maybe feel like they could not actually get anyone better than you, and so there is this feeling of missing you because of that. Second card here is you speak to me through music. So this person could have been very musically inclined, really like music. I feel like they listen to songs that remind them of you quite frequently. So I think this person is thinking about you. I don't know that they will actually ever approach you unless you were to approach them first. One, because this person is kind of guided by their ego. And second of all, I think probably they should know, hopefully, that you are not willing to tolerate that, especially with the 10 of Swords in reverse here, because it feels like you had to have this breakdown in order to have the clarity to walk away and just evolve and be beyond even entertaining someone like this anymore. So that is it for my pile 3s. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thanks again. Take care. If you selected pile 4, the ring, welcome to your reading. Let's get into what your ex never told you. So your ex is coming through here as the second card in the spread, this King of Wands. So they could be a Leo or have a prominent Leo placement in their natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and to a lesser extent, they could also have a Sagittarius or an Aries placement. But generally, your ex embodies this King of Wands energy, which is someone who can be very jovial, entertaining, charismatic, charming, maybe very attractive, funny, life of the party, outgoing, adventurous, very warm, just generally. So someone who can, go out to a bar and make friends with everyone really easily. And since you have broken up with this person, whether or not you did the actual breaking up, they feel like they have been in this 3 of Wands energy, which is a fine energy to be in. It's, maybe new things happening in your life, but there's also a feeling of having to wait to kind of see things come into fruition. And so this person feels not bad. Their life hasn't been bad since the breakup, but they don't feel like it's as good as you are doing. And the reason why I say that is because you were coming through as the last card in this spread here, this King of Swords. So you could be a Libra or have a prominent Libra placement in your natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and to a lesser extent, you could have an Aquarius or a Gemini placement. But before the breakup, when you were dating this person, you really embodied this King of Swords energy, which is someone who is very logical, very intelligent, very smart, which I think made this person feel a little bit insecure. But you had so much ahead of you, like you could really plan and have anything that you wanted in your life because you were so intelligent, because you could really put your mind to something. But also you are not someone who really tolerates disrespect, and you're very good at putting your logic ahead of your emotions, which I think again, made this person kind of nervous, and it may actually be one of the reasons why you broke up. Maybe you thought, I really like you and I enjoy being around you, but you can't give me what I want, and therefore I'm going to break up with you. And I think at the time, maybe this person thought that would be a mistake on your end, but you are facing towards this Six of Swords card. The Six of Swords is a card of transition. And in particular, it's a transition from something that is maybe no longer serving you into something that is a lot happier, a lot smoother, a lot more fulfilling. And so we move from this King of Swords energy where you feel like you have to push aside your emotions, or you have to maybe do all of the emotional labor or work in the relationship, or you feel like you're not really allowed to express how you feel, into this beautiful Nine of Cups energy in the middle of the spread, which is a card that is about wish fulfillment, so your dreams coming true. And actually on this card, the goddess represented on it is Nike, which is the Greek goddess of victory. So you have had a lot of wins, a lot of growth. Maybe you've started working at a new job that you thought you could never get, or you kind of had a glow up physically, or you started dating someone who is really all in with you. And I think your ex is, again, a little bit bothered by that because they thought that you would be more like devastated without them, but I think you ended up feeling more free to go after the things you wanted. You felt less held back. And the thing is, this person doesn't have any negative feelings towards you at all, actually. I think they are quite proud to see you continue to grow, but I think on some level they feel like they're kind of beating themselves up for fumbling you, especially with your pile marker here being the ring, which is symbolic of commitment, and that's very obvious by like wedding rings. But also this card reminds me of, I forgot the exact name of it, but you know the symbol that's like a snake eating its own tail. I think that's how this person feels, where sometimes they end up saying things that's like putting their own foot in their mouth, or they're stuck in an endless cycle where they keep being hungry for more, and as a result just diminish what they already have. And so maybe that's what happened in this area, because the Three of Wands can also indicate feeling a need to travel, create physical distance between you and another person. So maybe this person decided that they wanted to leave you because they felt like you were too practical, or you were trying to make them be more mature or settle down, and they just weren't having it. And then it ended up that you ended up being the one having all the fun, and they're still here waiting to have anything happen to them because they just don't have the amount of follow through that you do. And the first Hidden Truth Oracle card we have here says, I know I messed up everything. So I do feel like on some level the breakup was this person's fault. Again, it could be that you cut them off even though you really liked them because you knew that it just wasn't working for you. For others of you, this person decided to leave you because they felt like they were being held back, like you were asking them to change, but in reality you were just asking them to like be more mature and be responsible, which is a completely different beast. The second card here is I left when I saw you with someone. So I feel like this might really coincide with that Nine of Cups energy, where maybe they felt like you would be the one who is alone, or you would be upset, and maybe you have started dating someone new. Maybe you're already seeing someone else, And so this person has seen that on social media or in real life, and they feel like a little bit flabbergasted by that because they feel like they have not been able to quote unquote like replace you as quickly. For others of you, this is more of a like metaphorical thing, like they saw you with someone who is different from them in their mind. They were like, this is not going to work in the future, because in the future you would need someone who is more willing to kind of buckle down and be practical and allow you to not be the one who's constantly stressing out about things. But again, this person wasn't ready to take on that level of responsibility because this person is just, I don't think they had reached that level of maturity yet. And so they thought maybe they were doing you a favor by breaking up with you or making it so that you felt compelled to break up with them. And now they're kind of regretting it because they feel like, first of all, they don't like the idea of seeing you with someone else. And second of all, they don't like the idea of quote unquote losing the relationship, not being the one who is as happy or as successful. But they also don't have the same qualities of you as perseverance and follow through. So it's really on them. Congratulations, my Pile Force. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thanks again. Take care.